So what was the process and the ideas of our development? Right, so in this section I'm going to talk about what methods we used to generate the ideas that we had, and the aspects of the module experience. So what we went through while we were planning, how the group met, how the meetings went, and stuff like that. So first of all, what we did to come up with the idea, we started off with a little brainstorm as a group, discussed our interests, what we all like to do, any hobbies, and we built on that really. Originally it was going to be a music event. I wouldn't have been playing, as you can just tell by that. But this quickly had to be changed because it was going to be way too expensive to have security on. The band that we originally wanted on held an album launch at the Hubs recently, my friend's band, and I think he said after liaising with the Hubs, I think they said the security cost would have been around £5,000, so that was straight away dashed. But we liked something along the lines of the full day. Like if the music thing went ahead, there would have been many different bands on over the day, and as a group we liked the idea of something to last a good amount of time, not just a couple of hours, like, you know, a good 5, 6, 7 hours for people to really get involved with. So we took away with the brainstorms, and then we started to actually look what's out there at the minute and look what actually other events people were going to, why were they going to these events, what drew them in, and then we looked at what events actually are held on Sundays, because it was going to be on a Sunday, our event anyway, and that's when it just clicked. Sunday dinner, homely food. People, we sent out questionnaires, sorry about that, and yeah, we sent out questionnaires, interviewed people, asked them what they did on Sundays, you know, why they do it, who they spend their time with, what they spend their time doing. And this is when we come along with, after analysing the results, that people don't really do a lot on Sundays. There's nothing out there for them to do. Sundays is a day where they're usually nursing a hangover from the Saturday night or revising. So we thought this was a really good opportunity. I mean, people were telling us that they liked our event and they didn't do anything else on a Sunday, so that's where Sunday Best came from. Nice homely food, people love their mum's cooking, so that's what it was going to be. Homely food, friends, or friends and family there. Nice, easy on the eye, easy on the ears, entertainment in the terms of comedy, the quizzes, the bingo, nothing too heavy, just something that people can really sit back and enjoy. So that's where it came from. In terms of the planning and the group development, I'll start with the group development, start with the negative, I suppose. Originally we were a group of 4, and by the end that was cut down to 3. We had a certain member of our group that wasn't pulling the weight at all. We'd arrange meetings with him, he'd never show up, we'd ask him to do work and then let us, send it to us, and they never did it. We'd text, email, ring them, they'd seem to be avoiding our calls and texts and emails, and then they'd show up every now and again at a meeting and they'd have nothing done. They'd literally just copy what we did the week before or the 2 weeks before, and they'd just bring that and say, yeah, I'm going to develop this, I'm going to develop that, and he never did. And this was a different experience for me. This is something I'll take away from it, because throughout my uni life and while I've been at work, I've never come across actually having to, if you would like to call it, dismiss somebody from the group for not pulling their weight. I mean, we said to them, we're not happy with what you're doing, you need to buck up and we really need to start plugging this event and you need to help us. And then they said, yeah, we will, I will. It never come along again, and then we said, look, it's really not working, you really need to help us. Again, they said they would, it didn't, and then we went to the tutor and said, look, they're not pulling their weight, and eventually it was kicked off away from the group. And after that, the dynamics really changed. We all got on anyway, but now we had no stress over the other group member hanging over us. We just really ploughed through and really got on with it. But like I say, this was a good experience in a way, as I now know how to approach that situation if it ever arises again. I've got experience in it, I know how to handle it. So that's a positive I will take from a negative, which I think was good. Our operations meetings that we held, to improve them next time, I would say we definitely need more. We met probably once a week or once every 2 weeks, and because I've had a lot of experience in events, I do a lot of volunteering, but I've never actually put on my own event, and neither had the other guys, so I don't think we actually knew collective how much work this was going to be. We needed to work from everything from the marketing, the recruiting, the advertising, the financing. We had to do it all. It was not, you do this bit and then the event will just come itself, it'll come along on its own. It wouldn't. We had to put everything into it, so I don't think meeting once a week was efficient enough. We needed to at least 2-3 times a week, and said and then set deadlines for the week after. Say, right, by next week we need 5-10 tickets sold, or by next week we need 30-40 people more to know about the event. A really good thing that I learnt from this as well was, while we were having a meeting with our tutor, she said to us, how many people in this room right now know about your event? And ever since then, I've just thought that is such a brilliant way to look at things. Not just in terms of this event, but in every event that I may be part of in the future. If I can stand back and be honest with myself and say, how many people around me now know about this event? If I can be honest at answering that, I think that's a really good way of measuring how successful the event could be. So we were sat in the cafe and we said, how many people know about this event now? And I could honestly say probably 0 have heard about our event. Whereas if you can sit back and say how many people have heard of your event, and you can say, I say a good 70-80% of the people in this room know about my event, then that's when you know you're at a good stage and you can develop on that. So that little phrase is what I use every day. Well, not every day now, but in terms of events and promoting my band and stuff, I always think, how many people know about our next gig? How many people know we're playing this? And I think it's a brilliant way of looking at things. And like I say, if you can answer it honestly, I think it puts you at good stead, and you can decide where you're going to go from there. In terms of our aspects of the module experience and our planning, the planning was probably the best stage, as the event obviously didn't go ahead. The big planning is obviously the first stage that we took to, and that was for me the best stage, because that's where we generated the most interest. People got excited about it, we got excited about it. We thought, yeah, we're going to nail this. We had ideas what we were going to do. We were going to try and get in touch with radios, poster it, flyer it, and it's just that the first stage, you know, where you've got an event and you're like, yeah, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to let people know about this. That's what it was like at our planning. We knew what we were going to do from the start. We were going to target the student unions, we were going to target the libraries, we were going to just target around the university. And like I say, it was just buzz. It could have been improved, not without a doubt. We could have flied a hell of a lot more. We could have tried a lot harder to get on the radio. I mean, I got in touch with a radio station across from the hubs, and they offered us some airtime on the Friday before the event. Now, the Friday before the event is no good whatsoever, because by that time we needed to have numbers of how many people there for the meals for the hubs in, and we needed the ticket sold. On the Wednesday we needed the ticket sold, excuse me. So the Friday was going to be no good. We needed this radio time a good 2-3 weeks before it.